I want to start sharing with the guys that are here live.
Recording in progress.
Perfect. I want to start sharing. The guys that are here will very much relate to the situation that we're in this Tisha B'Av right here. To the people that are zooming in, I'd like to try to describe the situation, and there are two thoughts that I've been having today and experiencing today amidst other thoughts, but I want to share two thoughts with everybody here. We've gathered, we're here sitting in Lake George, and many friends have come together. Guys we haven't seen for weeks, guys we haven't seen for months, and even some years have gathered together to be together for Tisha B'Av. And Shui, there are two thoughts that I'm asking myself in this gathering, since last night, this morning, till now, two thoughts that I want to share with you about these two thoughts. I want to ask that mitzad echad, the halacha of Tisha B'Av is we're not allowed to greet each other. So I saw guys very painful. I passed by guys, I'm not saying their names. I could say guys who are here, but that would be a trick greeting. I don't want to greet you. We're keeping the halacha. I could say this guy came and it was hard, I couldn't greet him. I'm tricking and that's a way of greeting him. I don't want to do it. I promise you it's difficult. There are guys I haven't seen for weeks, for a week, for weeks, for months. People I feel a tremendous yedidus, a closeness to. Maybe I'm weird if I don't see it. We don't see each other over it for a Shabbos. A guy comes back Sunday. I'm excited to see him. I'm very into organics. I give him a hug. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a few days. I'm excited. I like in this world you express we're allowed to bring lemaisa, what's here, and you give the guy a hug and you're excited to see him. Comes this Tisha B'Av, and we're passing by. We keep halacha, we keep the Torah. It's almost like, should I nudge, like give him grab his arm, like to say I notice him? We're keeping the halacha. There were guys I passed by, a Ben Mamish, who I'm excited to see, and he won't be here, might say Tisha B'Av. And I pass by, and we just pass each other by. And I'm asking myself, so what? I'm telling you, it's not a difficulty. We're all fasting. We're all experiencing. We're hungry. So I'm telling you my quirky difficulty. I'm not saying. I want to ask the following question, Shui. I want to know, are we wrong to get together? So maybe it became a Waterbury Chag. Credible numbers. Guys, there were people I hadn't seen in 2 years. It became a time we've gathered together. So maybe we're wrong. And by the way, I enjoy being with them. And yet I can't greet them. So we like breaking. Maybe we shouldn't get to. Is the halacha telling me? That's what I'm asking you. Is the halacha telling me that we shouldn't be together? That's what I'm asking you. Is the halacha saying don't greet him, so don't be together? Is the halacha saying don't take comfort we're not greeting each other? So maybe we shouldn't, no, but yet I think we're right, and we're together. So clearly that we hold that we should be together, and we'll be together again, we should be. So what is this? We're together, and yet we're not greeting each other. I ask another question. It's the same question. I'm just going to ask in a different way. Today is a day of kivui, of hope, a day of longing, a day where we're in touch with void. We're in touch with something we don't have, and something we're shaykh to and want. And I ask, we're together. I feel, I was talking to Rav Teitelbaum, asked me after the kinnis, when the whole chevra, arm in arm, singing Imash Kachech Yerushalayim, I felt connection. I felt Beis Hamikdash. I felt feelings of Mikdash, of connection, of purpose, everything we're craving. purpose, connection, belonging to. I felt the sense, what is this? What's Beis HaMikdash? What are we missing, Chevra? What are we missing? It's much, the building that was destroyed, that's Eitzim V'Avanim. What are we missing? The Mikdash meant that a soul, you and I, could be comfortable here. We could be at home, that's Geula. We could live here with a sense of purpose, a sense of connection. On this earth, a soul can come here, and all of our activities in this world can revolve around the Mikdash. We could be shaykh to godliness and live in existence of connection, relationship. Everything we crave can be actualized in this world. That's a world of Geula. So I ask you, being together where it felt Geuladik. I feel excited. I started Tisha B'Av. Rav Ezi called me out. I feel good to be around the Chevra. I'm looking around. I appreciate being around the guys. So 1 second, we have to next year. I say, no coming. I have to tell the Chevra, don't come. Aren't we supposed to feel void? And on Tisha B'Av, we gathered together, and we didn't greet each other, so we had epis of void, but we gathered together. We looked at it, we saw each other, we were allowed to put our eyes on each other. We didn't acknowledge what the feeling was inside. We didn't give the hug that was really feeling inside, but we were together. But I want to say, Rabbi, very, very simply and truthfully, and I was able to experience it this Tisha B'Av, is we're only can hope and only have a kivui to that which we're shaykh to. If we taste, it's like you can't ask somebody what you never experienced to hope for it, to want. Do we even know what it is? If you don't know what it is and you never tasted it and you have no shaykhs to it, so what does it mean to hope and yearn for what? I don't know. Is there such a thing that I have a craving? I just can't place it. I can't get the source of it. I don't even believe you'd crave something you never tasted. I don't think it'd be shaykh. I just have no shaykhs to it. Rav Teitelbaum said the Chazal, if you have 100, you want 200. If you have 200, you want 400. So he asked, why don't you want right away to 1,000,000? Because you have no shaykhs to it. If you have 100, so you're close to 200, you can want 200. If you have 200, you want 400. What you're shaykh to, you can have a kiva, you can have a want. I like this, give me some more of this. I've tasted something, I'm into this, I want more of it. I want to say that to have it, we're together so we taste something. This is Geula, it's not different. The sense of people unified, the sense of neshamas coming together, this that we have, a chabura of unity, of respect for each other, encouraging each other, giving to each other, sharing, growing together, each one cheering on the successes. That's the Geula. We know what it is. It's not something mystical. It's something we've tasted and lived. A clarity, a sense of purpose, a sense of living with mission, a sense that all the parts of our lives have a purpose and a place. All of that we taste and know what it is. We experience it. Now, to those that experience, we have friends. Our friends are coming, and it's so here, but I'm not saying shalom. I feel it, but I want more of it. I feel it and experience. I want more of it. I want to speak together this afternoon. What I want to say this afternoon is as follows. In our own lives, we certainly could be more plugged in. Even when we could be at all times in our own self where we go. When we're together, we have it. Do we always have it? When we're alone, when we're distant, when we're traveling, when we're going to build our own homes, do we feel that connection to Hashem, that connection to other Yidden? Do we have all the loves, Abbas Hashem, Abbas HaTorah, all our parts connected to something? So we have it, we taste it, we know what it is. And I'm happy on Tisha B'Av. I'm happy to feel it on a day of craving. I'm happy to access it because I can want it more. I can want it at more times. In the moments I'm feeling it, I can have a kivui for it more. But I want to talk to everybody who's on the Zoom. If you've come together to a shared Tisha B'Av afternoon, you know what it means to belong, to be connected, to be part of something. Anybody who's sitting in this room knows what it means to feel love in a room, to feel people who like each other, who are not even greeting, but we know when it's in each other's hearts, we know it. So you know what that feels like. And certainly we're capable of having it more in our own lives, for sure. But I want to ask the Chevra something different. I want to ask us that on this day, and we have our own kivui, our own longings, I want to ask, pull in the next person. Pull in the person that's not here. Pull in the person that doesn't. Pull in this kivui is for a world that is supposed to be for all Am Yisrael. I think about our chabur in the room, the sense of belonging, the sensing I have a place here, the sensing I count. The world of Geula is that every single Yid has that always. They matter, they count, they have a place. There's a line in Avos, it says, El Mole Malchus. Without a king, Ishes Reyeyim Chayim Balu. People beat each other up. I want to tell you the chitzoniistic pshat, the shekhiistic pshat. It's true, but today is a day of depth. We're going deeper today, as if Joey gave us a lot of depth. We're going deeper today. The simple pshat show, without a king, people beat themselves up, is you have anarchy, you have chaos. If there's no government, and no firm government, I was driving, I was zeiche, my wife and I was zeiche to go to South Africa. Beautiful country. I'm talking about the Yidden, beautiful Yidden, sincere, Mivakshe Hashem, beautiful city. We were driving at the Jew, you drive in the community, it's wonderful. We were driving other places, it's very, very schwer, the roads. And the tour guide was telling us that there's not so much malchus, is not so organized, the country. And Ishes Reyeyim Chayim Balu, their drivers, very aggressive, dominant. People do what they want. It's very, very scary, the roads. Could get very scary. It could be dangerous. Because Ilmale Malchus, if there's not a king running things, policing things, people beat each other up. So people overrun and they run each other over. And you need simply a government, a kingdom, to allow each person to put them in line. You don't steal his stuff, you don't bang into his car, you don't drive this way, and everybody keeps things safe and organized. That's the external pshat. But there's a much more pneumistic pshat that's true. It's much deeper and true as to the role of Malchus. This is the role of a melech. Much, much deeper than a king. That's police. That's one aspect of a country, policing. But there's a much deeper inyan of a melech. The goal of a melech is that every eved counts. Every person in the country has a standing. The goal of the melech is not just to make sure you don't rob from each other. It's not just to make sure we don't crash cars and drive recklessly. The goal of a melech is the melech insists and ensures that every one of his constituents, every one who lives in his kingdom, there's a shalom. That's the job of a melech. In a healthy kingdom, he creates a place and a space for every single person in the Malchus. That's what it means, a Mali Malchus. People overrun each other. Nobody feels a space. I have noticed in my life, I'll say yeshiva, I'm going to say it straight. I have seen where kids bully each other, beat each other up. I don't blame the kids. I blame the Malchus. Who's running the show here? It's natural when nobody is giving each person a standing and a place. Kids beat each other up. I have to knock you to get any place. I have to put you down, stoltz you out. To be the top, to be the mitzuyin, to be the big gun, I got to put you down and you down and you down when there's no malchus. When there's no malchus, So then each person feels the need to stand out, to make a name, to make a space, puts down the other one. You know what the job of any head of a yeshiva, of any head of a camp, of an institution, of a community, is each person in a community. In a community, you know what the job of a rav is? If people in the shul bicker and fight, try to put each other down, they clearly are not being given a chashivus, that you count, that you're important, that you have a place. The role of Malchus, the role of Malchus Shemaim, the role of all Malchus is in because of the king. The king's achrayus, what the king brings out, is each person has a clear space and importance and a job and a tafkid. That's the goal of a healthy Malchus. In such an environment, why would he put him down? He counts, he counts, he counts. Why would anybody beat each other up? You have such a stark, good place. It's interesting. One of the kinyanei atayra, one of the memches kinyanei atayra is makiras mekaymei, to recognize your place. So people think it means like don't go out of your place. Young man, know your place. Like don't talk out of place. Is this your place? You know, a youngster criticizes his parents. They know your place, kid. Who asked you to speak up now? Makiras mekaymei, before you could tell somebody know your place, which means don't talk out of place, don't. The first thing you have to have is that you have a place. You can't be makiras mekaymei if you don't have a place. Makiras mekaymei is an essential ingredient to a life of Torah, to a life of service of Hashem, is the knowledge and awareness I have a place. Every single yid in Malchus Shemayim, the reality of Malchus Shemayim, and I want to describe Geula, I want to describe Beis HaMikdash, and you'll relate to it in a healthy Chabura. Malchus Shemayim, when it's at its peak, when there's Geula, every single person is a piece of Malchus Shemayim, an essential piece in this beautiful picture. What you bring, you, each of us, what we bring. Each of us are in our own journeys, from our own stations, from our own set of circumstances, from our own habits, from our own history, from our own quirks and weirdnesses and all our stuff. We all are a piece, a beautiful piece of Kvaid Malchusay, of Malchus Shemayim, of the Malchus Hashem. Geula is that world. This is the world of Beis HaMikdash. The pasuk Chaim and I pound. The pasuk when we think about Geula is Bainei Yerushalayim Hashem. Hashem presently is constructing Yerushalayim. It's on its way. He's building Yerushalayim. Well, how do you define what's Yerushalayim? What is it? What is it? Nidche Yisrael Yechanes. The pushed away Yid. You know that person who's ignored, who's run over, who's looked at how good in learning are you, how this are you, how much do you fit in our community, your shidduch resume is spotty. Nidche Yisrael Yechanes. Here you're wanted. Here you're welcome. Here you're needed. That's Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim is a mitzeus, is Malchus Shemayim at its height, that everybody's necessary. Everybody's important. Nidche Yisrael Yechanes. Here, all are welcome. That is the role of Malchus. We pine and yearn for Malchus Shemayim, for a Gilui, for a revelation of Malchus Shemayim. Malchus Shemayim revealed is a world that every single Eved Hashem, every Ben Hashem, every child of Hashem matters and is important and is irreplaceable in the Mishpacha. Everybody counts. I wanna sing for a minute. In our mishpacha, Danny and Yoni Veselberg, two boys, two brothers, who both passed away very, very young. They're buried right next to each other, these two brothers. And Yoni was nifter right on Tisha B'Av, right by Tisha B'Av. We got the news. Yoni was nifter on Tisha B'Av. Chaim was on Tisha B'Av. He was nifter, his yard site is today. They were two beautiful, beautiful souls. Beautiful souls. I remember a conversation, point I had, I'm not usually there in the Nurk. By the Nurk, Yoni, Dani, and I sat and schmoozed together. 3 souls sat and schmoozed. And I experienced the beauty of their souls, the care of a brother, Yoni to Dani. Dani's tears, he cried. It was the only time I heard him cry. And I saw the pining of beautiful souls. And to us, they represent, to us, they weren't understood. They weren't understood. They were unique. We didn't understand, I didn't understand them enough. And to me, the call of Yoni and Dani Weselberg, of these 2 precious souls, was to pull in more, understand more, respect more, appreciate who you don't understand. Too much, I want to say, if I'm lecturing, I'm sorry. But I want to say too much of chinuch is manipulation. A yeshiva and a school is not meant to manipulate to get them to be what you want. It's not a school. There's no shaykhs to Yiddishkeit, nothing. That's foreign. That's nothing. It's not manipulation, a world to get people to be like you, to get them to look like you, to get them to be a certain thing you picture. That's garnish. I don't know what that is. I don't know where to frame that. I'm a soul, you're a soul. To allow, to encourage, to give chiyus, to allow a person to have a beautiful journey, to bring the kiddush shamayim that they're going to bring. Not to crush, change, no, respect, pull in. B'nai Yerushalayim Hashem. Yerushalayim is a gorgeous place. Nidche Yisrael Yechanes. There all are welcome. There all are wanted. There all are needed for the beautiful picture of Kvayt Shemayim. That's a Mali Malchus Israel a world of trying to crush everybody, to compete, to be something they're not supposed to be. That's a world without Malchus. We pine, Rabbi say, for Malchus Shemayim, for a world where each person's journey, Hashem created this person. There's a pasuk in Mishlei with the Gra. It's Tisha B'Av. We're not supposed to learn. I'm not trying to learn Torah. I'm trying to learn me and you. And the Gra says, the pasuk says, Nilois drachav b'zeyu. It's the second words. The first words of the pasuk. It says, Haylech b'yashra yirei Elokim. Somebody who goes in Yasher Shalai, in their own journey, the Yashras Shalai, not imitating, that's Yira Shamayim. That's a world of godliness. The Gra explains, when you imitate somebody else, when you try to be what you're not, when you're trying, that's a mivazah, Elois drachab, you make crooked your way to copy by Zeyu. It's a mivazah Hashem. Hashem made me and Hashem made you, with each bringing out a beautiful opportunity. We look around the room, you looked around the room, I saw Yerushalayim, I wasn't mourning the Beis HaMikdash from afar. I was seeing it and craving more of it and for more of our nation of it. I saw Yerushalayim, I saw beauty. People respected each one. Saw people come in for a minute, over a little bit last night, for longer, for hours. Each one bringing their own, with their own story, with their own place, their own spaces they're up to, and bringing the Kiddush Shamayim of their lives, where they're up to. It's such a beautiful scene. It's so nice, 2 people holding hands. One looks a certain way, one a different way, a third. Each one in a pneumistic way, bringing about such beautiful, such dignity, such Kiddush Shamayim in their own struggle and battle and growth. And each one counts and is important. Haloich b'yashra yirei Elokim. Somebody who goes b'yasher shalai. A world of Yerushalayim is a world where there's space and encouragement and the allowance for each person to be as they are, beautiful, encouraging on their journey. Not asked to look a certain way, not asked to break, to bend, to accepted and appreciated and celebrated. They are necessary, they are important, we all are. That's a world of Yerushalayim. And I ask anybody who's tasted, I'm happy that we have felt a good feeling today, because then we're shaykh to it, so I'm asking, let's extend it. There's much of our nation is not here. Let's extend it. Let's give a space. Let's pull in that brother of ours, that sister of ours, that cousin of ours. Let's pull in. Let's encourage. Let's notice. Let's lift up. It's interesting to me. The oldest kinna we read today, the kinna, I call it the most important. It's the oldest. The oldest kinna we read today was from Yirmiyah Navi himself. I expressed during the kinnis Yirmiyah's job, so interesting, Simcha. Yirmiyah had such a unique mission that his mission changed so. Yirmiyah, the Navi, Mitzad Echad, for 40 years was rebuking Klal Yisrael, was giving Musar. 40 years he rebuked Klal Yisrael, and we didn't listen to him. He was chucked in jail. He was made fun of. He literally was thrown in jail. Eicha, 3 of the 5 parakim were written in jail. 1, 2, and 4 written in jail. He sent it through his Talmud, Baruch ben Araya. But he wrote it sitting in jail, chucked into jail for being rejected, the Navi. 40 years, the Navi was giving us Teichacha. Then after 40 years, the Beis HaMikdash is destroyed, the first Beis HaMikdash, and the Navi's job changed. He started encouraging a broken people. We were broken, we were beaten, we were bruised. He started healing a broken people, hugging and giving chiyus. So I asked, such a strange change of job, such a strange change, to go from a person asked to give chizuk and encouragement to go to a place, to go from giving musar to encouragement. It sounds like you need a new man for that. The first man who's giving musar, B'Shas, we still had that beautiful matzah of Beis HaMikdash. And he's giving musar, begging Klal Yisrael to lean into that which we have accessible. And then the Churban happens and we're a broken people. Our bodies are broken, away from home. He walked with us to Galus. He walked with us to Galus, Yirmiyah, and went person to person, group to group, giving chizuk, encouraging Yidden who were broken, who were quitting, who were giving up. And I just want to say that it's the exact same job. His job didn't change at all. The Teichacha, the Musar he gave, came from seeing the greatness that was in each Yid. He saw not what they could be, but what they are, and was trying to help the person access who they are. That was the Teichacha. And the comforting he did after was still the same person. Circumstances, difficult circumstances, but the comforting itself, the same shayrish of the Teichacha was the shayrish of the comforting that Yirmiyah went around. Yirmiyah wrote only one kinna. We have one lament, we said he wrote Eicha, and we have one lament, the kinna that he wrote on Yeshio, King Yeshio. And Yeshio was a king who started out, his grandfather was a chayte amachti, it was Menashe, a sinner who caused Yidden to sin. His father, who ruled for 2 years, sinned as well. And he started his reign, he was a youngster, and 8 years into his reign, he was a teenager, he did tshuva. King Yeshio did tshuva, he found Hashem. And he created a massive tshuva movement in Klal Yisrael. He was a powerful, beautiful leader, and he was determined. He had a rallying cry, Aleinu lahakim. It's on us to uphold, to bring up, to lift our nation. And in a massive, beautiful movement, he brought Klal Yisrael to tremendous tshuva. We said this, we read this story this morning. We read that Kinna Yud Aleph, and we spoke about that Yeshio felt that Klal Yisrael was on a tremendous madrega. And he was right, Klal Yisrael was in a beautiful place. And there was an army, Paray Nechei, there was a lame Paray who wanted to come through Eretz Yisrael. He didn't want to fight us. He wanted to fight the Assyrians and just use Eretz Yisrael as a corridor to pass through. And the Navi told Yeshayahu, let him go, let him come through. And Yeshayahu felt for our dignity, it's a pasuk leisaver cherev ba'artzachem. Cherev leisaver ba'artzachem, a sword shall not pass through Eretz Yisrael. When Klal Yisrael is doing what we're supposed to, it's a place of shalom, a place where everybody counts and matters. So it can't be that any destruction would even come, even collaterally through Eretz Yisrael, even derech agav. So he felt that we're on such a madrega that there'd be a kiyum of that pasuk in Vayikra that a sword wouldn't pass through Eretz Yisrael. And Yeshayahu felt that Klal Yisrael was that righteous, and he told the Paroi Nechei, the lame Paroi, sorry buddy, you can't come through our land. No wars are happening. It wasn't even to fight us. It was just to pass through, to fight another country. He said, no sword is coming through Yerushalayim to Eretz Yisrael. The Navi Yirmiyah begged Yeshayahu, and he said that they're not holding where you think they're holding. It says what the Kinna said this morning is people had tricks. They had tricks when the door opened. So there was no Avodah Zarah, and he was looking around. When the door closed, there was half Avodah Zarah on one side of the door, half on the other. So when the door closed, there was a whole Avodah Zarah, and that's how people tricked Yeshayahu, that there was wrongdoing. It's pretty obvious to me. We didn't get better policemen, Yeshayahu. They couldn't figure out a brilliant guyness. They have half Avodah Zarah. The cops couldn't think to look. Avodah means that behind the closed doors in places you can't see, it didn't go to their shalom. They were very frum in shul, and there were people that frum on the gas. But behind them, when the door is closed, half the Avodah Zarah was on one side of the door, and half on the. When the door closed, there was full Avodah Zarah. Toich. There were Yidden who were cruel to their wives, who were impatient with their children, who didn't respect their parents. Behind the closed doors in the bayis, there still remained imperfections deep in the houses. And there was an imperfection in Klal Yisrael that existed in Klal Yisrael. It's interesting to me that the one kinna of Yirmiyah, the only kinna of Yirmiyah, is about a melech, Yisrael, and there was tremendous building up, but there was places it didn't extend to. And what's interesting to me is that's a lot of the story of Galus. We have a lot, we're carrying a lot, but make sure it extends to that place also. Yeshayahu somehow settled, it didn't extend to every place. There was a place that Kfayt Shemayim didn't reach. And our task, and our tafkid, and our job, we know what Gul is. We know what it means to connect. We know we've tasted it. We've tasted it. Is to share it and make sure it spreads to more places. I would like to sing with the Chevra. Al zeh davar libenu. On this our hearts are sad. On the souls that are pushed away, on the souls that are not given their space, on that there's tremendous sadness. I'd like to cry together on those souls, but I don't want to just cry. I don't want to just moan about it. We're singing about it, but I want to do something about it. We discussed Reb Levi Yitzchak Barditchev. At the end of the whole day, we got off the floor and we sang Alei Tzion. Alei Tzion. It's very, very interesting. Many have observed this, that the tune is not so sad. It's the saddest words. If you read Alei Tzion, the words are heart-wrenching. They're as sad as all the kinnis was saying, and yet we get up, and the song is not so sad. I'm not a bucky in music, but it doesn't sound like a very... It sounds hopeful to happy. I would say hopeful to happy. I would not put that as sad. If hearing music, somebody could argue with me. Can't say this as a fact. It doesn't sound very weird. Almost Kol Yisrael. Did anybody not have the minhag to sing that tune? Everybody sings Kol Yisrael. It's a pretty it's at least a hopeful tune. It's the same sad words with a hopeful tune. So Reb Levi Yitzchak Barditchev, the Heilige Barditchev, he said that in that song we say, Kimoi Isha B'tzireha. We compare our longing and our sadness and our voids to an Isha who's having pangs of labor. Ask the Barditchev, what a weird sushtel. We're talking about the pain of Klal Yisrael, broken families, disconnected fathers. We're talking about Shvera Galus, people who are disconnected to Tata, brothers. We're talking about deep pains, deep voids. And we say, you know what the pain is like? A lady who's giving birth. Birth pains, I know it's hard, I know it's painful, I know it's so difficult, but from birth, a child's about to be born. Said Rav Levi Yitzchak, the very pains a lady experiences at childbirth help her give birth to the child. Their whole theories had to work the pain to help produce the child. Says Rav Levi Yitzchak Barditchev, every bit of pain we experience on Tisha B'Av is to give birth to a child, is to cause Yeshuas, is to bring about from that place of feeling void, from that place of feeling something, it's to bring about Yeshuas from that place. One of the greats who I have a tremendous kisufim for, I have a tremendous love and appreciation for the Kleisenberger Rebbe. Beautiful person. After the Holocaust, the Kleisenberger Rebbe built a hospital. You can go in there. It's one of the best hospitals in the world, Shui. It's called Liniato Hospital. I advise anybody, go into the hospital, walk in there. The Liniato Hospital. Beautiful hospital. They treat everybody, Yid and Goy alike. Person comes and you treat it like $1 million. Where's the love born from? Where does the Liniato Hospital, a place of love and care and unity and respect to a human being, every human being, where does what created the Kleisenberger Rebbe built it? He was shot. The man had a bullet in his arm. He was bleeding. His family was killed, the Kleisenberger Rebbe. His wife and children. The man's arm, he was a bullet in his arm. And he said to Hashem, he said, I'm feeling pain. People are going to be healed. I'm going to make a hospital. When I get out of here, he swore at that moment, I will make a hospital. People will be healed from my pain. There's a Liniato Hospital exists because the Kleisenberger Rebbe had a bullet that was lodged in his arm. And he said, human beings are hitting each other. Love is going to come out of this. I feel what it means, how low, how not right, how wrong. This isn't right. Human beings to fight each other, to hurt each other. I feel that void. Love is going to come out of here. All for the boss. Rav Yaakov Yosef Herman was known as the Machnes Eirich, the host of America. This beautiful tzaddik would host people, host many, many guests, and he hosted all different people, had bad odors and difficult people, all different types. He had a very, very large open. He was known as the Machnes Eirich of America. You know how he became a Machnes Eirich? He came from Europe. His family had gone back. They didn't have enough money. Somehow he was left here. He was left by a cousin at the age of 13 or 14. I don't remember exactly. He was left by a cousin. I don't know the story. There's something mishugad. The cousins threw him out of the house. I don't know. I don't want to be Maitzi Laz. He ended up on the streets. The man was in a park bench for Shabbos Kodesh. He was 13 or 14 years old, alone in the world. His parents were a continent away, no access to him, he to them. The man slept the kid on a park. He was in a park. Pshutai Mamish. He was in a park. And he slept in the park for Shabbos Kodesh alone, knowing no one, having been kicked out of a home, or left, or who knows why. The man slept on a park bench alone. And he swore, he made a promise that Shabbos. He said, I'm going to have a home one day, and people are going to have a place to stay in my home. I know what it feels. I know what it feels like. People are going to have a place to stay in my home. People are going to have a place to stay in my home. And he was determined. He was on fire. He became a rich man. The energy that he made money is he needed to make a home that there people are welcome and wanted. He wanted a Yerushalayim. He experienced Gullus being thrown out and rejected. He said, I'm going to build a home here. People are going to be wanted. And he worked hard. He was determined. He made a lot of money. He sold leather, became a rich man, and his home, people were welcome and wanted and ate and were comfortable in his home because he slept on a park bench. Said Rav Levi Yitzchak of Barditchev, that all the pain and the feelings of void, K'may Isha b'tzireha, is the mashal to a lady who's giving birth. Something's going to come from it. Good's going to come from it. We're going to construct and build. So in crying for the souls that are not understood, we're not just feeling the loss of two brothers, of two precious brothers who weren't understood, but we're determined their souls will have an elevation when we call up and welcome and notice the next soul and give kavod to the next soul. Chaim, could we start our Zeviyas, Chaim? This is to walk away any feelings of void, and all the feelings of void and kivui and yearning that we have, that it turns into something that we're determined. It turns into more people being welcomed. It turns into our own being more plugged in and connected to the things that we truly are, to that which we truly are. I want to say that passing by people on Tisha B'Av and not saying hello, it's wrong, it feels wrong, it feels ridiculous, and I think that's a good place to be and to walk out of Tisha B'Av we're sensing void. So then we have to call and greet that person we've been reluctant to greet. So then we have to, because human beings should greet each other and give to each other and connect to each other. So then we have to reach out more. I wanna close with something we've studied before, but I wanna end this gathering with this idea that Avram Avinu is in the middle of talking to Hashem. He has a conversation with God, and in the middle of the conversation he says, Hashem, excuse me for a minute, I have to greet my guests. It seems a neirodik, a chutzpah, remarkable chutzpah. How do you leave Hashem to talk to your guests? When I go to a wedding and my tata's there, I'm friendly to guys. I love the guys. But I'm next to my father. My achrayus is kibbud av. So I'm focused on my tata. We're standing next. I try to be focused on my tata. What does that mean? Tati, I'm busy now. It's tata. What does that mean that Avram Avinu says to Hashem, wait a minute? And the pshatim will close with this pshat. The pshat Rabbi say is that you can't interrupt talking to Hashem to talk to somebody else. It's inappropriate. It's nasty. You don't say, Hashem, wait a minute. No. That's not what's done. You could say to Hashem, do you mind if I hug you? If you're in the middle of talking to a guy and you're just full of such good feelings and you give him a big hug, it's not a chutzpah. And the only thing closer to talking to Hashem is to be like Hashem. The only thing closer than talking is to hug Hashem. In the physical world, proximity is measured by physical distance. So if you're close, if you hug, you're close. In the spiritual world, closeness is being similar. The place that we're closest to Hashem is when we're like Hashem, is when we're accessing that Tzelem Alikim, the Nishmas Hashem that's inside of us. When we access that place that just wants to give and provide and share and care, Avram Avinu says to Hashem, do you mind if I give you a hug? Hashem says, okay, give me, please. And Avram Avinu serves the guests. He welcomes people traveling, people uncomfortable, people distant. So I say to us, on a day that we're full of longing and kivui, where we want Beis HaMikdash, we want a world of Mikdash. It's a whole world. It's an entire world. It's a world of things that matter, things that are important. In such a world where we desire, share with the next person. That's the place we can get. That's the closest place. That's a world of Mikdash. That's a world of Kirvus Hashem. That's a world of intimacy, hugging Hashem, in a world where we're welcoming the next person and greeting and bringing in the next person. When I think of a world of Mikdash, I said I'll end with that, but I just want to, that picture. I asked Mechila, the mind is rambling today. But I do the picture of a Shabbos Suda, a beautiful family sitting around the Shabbos table. Every kid counts. Every person, every physical item matters. Rachel is my wife. Where did we get that thing that the wine sits on, that beautiful piece? From Menachem's friend, from Manny's friend? Manny's friend bought us this piece, beautiful piece that the wine sits on. I love that. The Shabbos table is beautiful. It's very important. Physical matters. Everybody's dressed nice. Nicely, beautiful, each person. The table's set up beautifully. My wife makes dishes on the table, beautiful. With cheshbon, what's in the dining room, what food's on the counter in the kitchen. It's all holy of holies, Kodesh Kodashim. What foods? Sometimes Johnny, a guest, will be there and brings, no. You bring in the wrong, that's not supposed to be on the table now. That's coming out right after soup, before each thing is important. The cutlery is set up beautifully, the spoon, everything matters and is significant. And everything has in a place, and you know why? Because it's a Shabbos table. That's a world. What the Beis HaMikdash is in place, Shabbos is in time. That's a world of Mikdash. Everything's valuable. Good looks are valuable. Wearing nice clothing is valuable. Working out's valuable. Everything matters. Slides are eternally important. That's a world of Beis HaMikdash. That's a Shabbos table. The Shabbos table. For a while, I was very frustrated, Shui. A soda bottle is not classy, and I want my Shabbos table to be perfect. A can of Coke, but I like Coke. But it looks so ridiculous. Like, just doesn't fit the table. So I bought these decanters. I went out and I bought not decanters, what do they call it? Like pitchers. A pitcher is classy. So I bought pitchers, ice and pitchers. The problem was that the cider got defizzed. So taste matters also at your Shabbos table. So I stopped doing it. So I'm at a stalemate. If somebody could speak to Koik for me that they should have nicer bottles. It's not a Shabbos table bottle. But I haven't figured out a solution. But you have... What?
Glass bottles.
They have glass... That sounds dangerous, but okay. Oh, they have tiny glass ones.
Like the one you would get at big one.
Yeah, but that's not enough for the whole chevra. By many, but then the table looks littered with glass. I hear. But my point, chevra, is that a Shabbos table, everything counts at a Shabbos table. Everything's beautiful and significant and matters. It's just important. The table, beautiful things matter. I was so excited. My wife started covering the kitchen table. It's a table, we don't use it Shabbos kosher, we eat in the dining room. But the kitchen table should look pretty also. So it needs on Shabbos, everything matters. In the world of Shabbos, everything is important. That's a world of Mikdash. All people count, all things count. Rabbi say, let's get busy. Let's get busy building Mikdash. Let's live in a world of sincerity, authentic service of Hashem, where all people matter and all the things in our life are significant. We and all of Klal Yisrael should be Zeicha. B'nai Yerushalayim Hashem, to the construction of Yerushalayim, the construction of Tzion, the construction of the Beis HaMikdash speedily in our days. The schedule, it's 5 o'clock now, Chevra. At 5:30, there'll be a show. Last year, it'll be in here, Rashi. Netzar asked us, Levian, sing for me now. He wanted a grand, that's always the story. All the story of Galus is either the Yid taking the physical and elevating. Goyim are good, Goyim are beautiful, they're gorgeous. And either the story is the Yid living right and the guy is elevated, everything has a place. Beauty. Each fork and knife matters, each thing matters, that's Geula. And Galus is all the good things moving further away from Hashem. That's what Galus is not like a side point. Nebuchadnezzar asked the Levium to sing. That's Galus. The Levium singing for Nebuchadnezzar. That's Galus. Song is meant to elevate. When song is used to degrade, that is Galus. When song is used to pull down, to sing about inappropriate, that's what Galus is. It's not like a side condition of Galus. That's the essence of Galus. That which is elevated and precious and has a place and is beautiful. When the Shabbos fork is not used, the Shabbos is used to stab somebody, that's Galus. That's Galus. The thing doesn't have a place of preciousness. So Nebuchadnezzar asked us Levium sing for us. And us Levium chopped off our thumbs. He said we'll never play an instrument for other than for the right things. We chopped off our fingers. Finger, but not just any finger. If you're righty, so the left hand, you're right dominated. If you're lefty, you're left dominated. We chopped off our right finger. The righties, the right finger, the lefties, the left. We chopped off our stronger hand, the thumb. We said, Nebuchadnezzar will never ever play an instrument for you. We took off the thumb. Every basketball player knows. You heard any other finger, Rabbi knows, Eitan knows, you're in the game. You just tape it to the next one and you can go. You hurt your thumb, you're on the DL. Without the thumb, it's a different type of guy, the thumb. Without the thumb, we're not very functional. And the Levium, us Levium, chopped off our thumbs. He said, we'll never play. That's the pshat we say in Mishkachech Yerushalayim. At that moment, Klal Yisrael, those words were said by Klal Yisrael responding to the Levium. In Mishkachech Yerushalayim, if we forget Yerushalayim, Tishkach Yamini, we might as well forget our right hand. That was in response to Levium chopping off the thumbs of their right hand. that we'll never ever forget what we're about. We'll never forget who we are. I never want a guy to become from like he's being from. Shtar. Stop. Just want him to remember who he is. Just know who you are. Get in touch. The job, the task, I promise you, the task of my life and your life is to be you. If you want to frame the story of our lives, it's not how from you, it's how you are. Be you. Be you. What is you? You find you slowly, journey, figure out. The goal, the battle of life is to be you. That's it, nothing more, nothing less. We discussed the last Shalosh Shabbos. That is the journey of my life, your life, everybody's life. To be the most you. The Levium said, I picture it, Johnny. Picture that Levi. He's a player in the Beis Hamikdash. I know what I am. So as you're getting older, I always thought I was a center fielder for the Mets. That's what I thought. It's a little bit light hitting, but I was a wicked fielder. I thought I was going to be like a good center fielder. They didn't have as gaudy numbers when I was growing up, so I thought I'll be like 15 home runs, 60 with a good center field. Shortstop and say if you put enough fielder, you can get away. Identity, you're finding who am I. I pictured Levian, we're players in the Beis Hamikdash. They chopped off their finger. Oh, Shaykhs, I'm playing for the Nebuchadnezzar, you're crazy. I'm a player in the Beis Hamikdash, that's what I am. That's what I am, that's who I am. They chopped off their finger, the right hand, Tishkach Yemini. If I would forget Yerushalayim, I'm losing my arm. I'm not from, I'm missing my arm. I'm not in touch with my very body. I'm not in touch with self. That line, don't just say Yerushalayim. Understand the guy is missing his arm. When he's missing Yerushalayim, when he's missing his kivuyim, that which he pines for, that which he wants, that which he craves. Tishkach Yemini, I might as well be missing my arm. And the Levium chopping off their fingers in recognition, I'm a player in the Beis Hamikdash. It moved Klal Yisrael to say, Eshkachech Yerushalayim Tishkach Yemini. So now, coming from that perspective, we'll sing it much, much better. Obviously, we'll sing it better. Johnny, Eshkachech. You'll only have that mice with organic. that which is natural, that which who you are, not contrived, not forced. You'll only have that Levium chop off their finger. I'm a player in the Beis Hamikdash. You don't get it, Nebuchadnezzar. You don't understand. You're so clueless. You're asking me to play there. You don't know who I am. It's my identity. It's what I am. I'm a player in the Beis Hamikdash. No shame. They chop off their hands. When you strive for that, it can't be forced. It can't be from, it can't be forced. It has to come from within. It has to be found and discovered and processed. Reb Joey described that Arizal, I can't say I processed yet a lot of what he said. It was deep Torah, and I have to work many years to process what he's saying. But he's described in Arizal that Hashem brings his Kiddush here, la'at la'at, that Arizal, slow, this cab, there's a chalal, a vacuum, and then it comes la'at la'at, to embrace and engage that which, in a deep way, that it's lasting. It has to be natural and slow and comfortable. That's how it has to come. I think a lot of the beauty that's in the room is because people discover who they are. That's something we strive for. Forgetting Yerushalayim, forgetting where I come from, what I want to head to. I might as well not, I forgot my right hand. Tishkach Yemini. Pashut is forgetting your arm. Could you imagine feeling about our growth, about our... I just found me. I always tell guys in yeshiva, you better stay cool. And a guy like chuckles. I wasn't joking. If he doesn't stay cool, then what happens? Flip down. I don't know what that is. Well, it's that. Just find you. Just express you. Find you. What Hashem made is beautiful. Be in touch and be you. Of course, accessing all the things the soul craves to access, the world that the soul craves to access. We'll take a break at 5:30. Ashi, I thank Ashi. You're allowed to thank. Gratitude doesn't go away. Tisha, I don't know. Greeting, you don't. You're allowed to thank. Yehuda, Reb Yehuda, you're allowed to thank on Tisha. Who could tell us some psak here? How could it be you can't thank?
It doesn't say you can't.
You say what?
Yeah, you make brachas.
What do you say? Yeah, we said brachas, Michael. Yeah, Ashi, the setting up, we don't take for granted Nachum, Ashi, the amount they do for the tzibur. It's a big lesson. We wouldn't survive. The place would be a joke without them. Nothing would happen. Every person has places that are not there. Nobody's extra. You watch in our chabur, you watch the need of each guy, what each one brings to the table. Beautiful things. Each person's necessary and has a place and is very, very appreciated. At 5:30, Rabbi Yoel Goldstein will show you. At 7 o'clock, we're gathering this. I wanted to sing it again. Let's sing it again. Biggie's right. I just want to be closer to you. Different tune you wanted? Many people give like proclamations. I said over the Kleisenberger Rebbe's proclamation he's going to build a hospital. He said it, a bullet was lodged in his arm, and he made a proclamation. He wanted to turn his challenge into healing for people. I said over Yaakov Yosef's Herman was sitting on a park bench on Shabbos. He said, I'm going to have a home that fills many. That feeds many and takes care. He was called the Machnas Erech of America.
Moshe Glazer's grandfather.
Yeah, Moshe Glazer's true. That's true. His age, he was sitting on a park bench at 13 or 14 years old, and he said people will have a home. Yehuda Krupka made a proclamation. He described Fridays being anxious, not in the Suda Shabbos, and he told us that one day a lot of people are going to have a good warm meal. I know what it feels like, being anxious and nobody wants it. He said a lot of people are going to have a warm meal. Many of us make such proclamations. The Kleisenberger kept it. They remembered the proclamation. In the Kinnis Yud Aleph, Zaku Amarav, in purity, he said, Kinam Das L'Lakim, when he uttered Das L'Hakim, that I'm going to establish Torah Yeshio, Betzai and Rasa, and he backed up his words. So let's Rabbi Say take our difficulties and challenges. Let's make proclamation, but Betzai and Rasa, let's back up our words. Let's back up. Let's make those proclamations and then back them up and carry through all the things that we have people to carry through.